guys, I'm Daniel Trotter, and this is the Spill Kit Station. So on storm work, it's very important that we try to mitigate any spills that we have. We want to try and fix the spill, and we also need to clean up the spill. So for every 100 gallons of fuel that you get to carry, every 100-gallon tank, you're going to receive one spill kit. That spill kit's going to contain 2 buckets, one top. This is going to be your refuse bucket, the bad stuff bucket. Inside of your spill kit, you're going to have fuel diapers. These are for cleaning up fuel. These are not napkins. These are not for you to eat with. They're expensive. These are for cleaning up fuel. Then you have a snake. This is buoyant. It will float. So if you have a spill where the sheen is on top of the water, you can place this and it'll help keep the sheen from spreading. It also works great to go around storm drains. We want to do everything we can to keep oil, fuel, anything out of storm drains. Then you have a trash bag. This is if you have small spills where you just toss a handful or 2 of this oil dry out. And then the last thing is your oil dry. This oil dry is very absorbent. It'll suck all the fuel or oil up. As soon as it's absorbed it, as soon as it's saturated, we need to put it in a bag or in the bucket. We can't leave spent oil dry on the ground. If it gets wet, it will release and we'll have just postponed a spill. We will not have cleaned it up. A majority of our spills happen from overfilled generators. If we get to a site at 8 o'clock in the morning and a generator is overflowing out of the neck or another portion of the generator, and you just wipe around the top and dab a little bit out of it, that's not going to fix the problem. That fuel is going to continue to expand as long as the temperature is rising. And it'll continue to pump fuel out all day. So on your fuel tank, you can take that pump off and drop the fill tube into the generator fill tube and pump out, or you can take the nozzle off and drop the hose down and reverse the polarity and suck the fuel out down to 80%. That's a safe place where it will not expand more than that. We're going to clean spills up for anybody that's on our site. If we're servicing AT&T and we see a T-Mobile generator that's bubbling over or has a leak, we're going to address that. If we see it dripping out of the belly of the pan, we're going to address that. If we can see that there was a spill and it's already on the ground but it doesn't appear to be leaking anymore, we're going to address that. Spills are a serious thing and we do everything we can to take care of all of them. If we touch someone else's equipment on a site, we have to notify via the number that we give you on your fuel route. You've got to call and tell us, even if it's just wiping it off, you've got to tell us we touched someone else's equipment so that we can notify them so that we're not held liable for it. On our equipment, we're going to make sure, even if the fill neck for us is on the outside of the generator, we're going to open the doors on our generator and make sure that we look inside and make sure there's no leaking fuel lines, make sure there's no fluid in the belly of the machine that's rising up that we need to take action with. We're not going to wait and let that happen later. We're going to inspect every one of our machines, even if it's not necessary for us to get inside of it. If you see a spill and the spill is no longer occurring, it's not dripping, it's not spilling out anymore, and you're able to clean it up with just a handful, that's fine. If you need to empty this bucket, we need to know about that. If you have a major spill, we have this trailer behind us here. We'll send a team of guys out. We have equipment to dig soil up. We can get it out of there. You guys are to call us and only us. Do not notify anybody else. You need to let us know what's going on and we'll determine if we need to run it up the chain and tell anybody else. But we want to do everything we can to mitigate our spills while they're small without having to run it up the flagpole. Most of your spills are going to occur in dirt or gravel where the generators are placed. The first thing we need to do is try and stop the leak if we can. Once the leak is stopped and wiped down, we want to dig out all the contaminated soil or gravel. We want to put that in here, and then we want to throw some of this oil dry down on the ground and rub it around in there, kick it in with your feet so that it absorbs it, scoop that out. If it's dripping out of the belly of the machine, odds are you won't be able to get all of it. There'll probably still, even if you fix the leak, there'll still be a small drip every now and then. It is perfectly fine to leave a small handful, a small amount of this on the ground under it, and we'll get it when we come back to recover the machine. If you're not able to fix the leak, then we need to know about it. If it's a small leak, you need to call us. We may ask you to throw some of this down and we'll send someone on a swap. If that generator is blowing fuel out of it, we need to know. You need to turn that generator off immediately and call us so that we can be working on getting a swap done. Water is the biggest enemy in a spill. So if you are in rain when there's a spill, or if it looks like it's about to rain when you have a spill, you need to act very quickly, because water will make that sheen and it makes your job of cleaning up a whole lot more difficult. So again, we're going to clean everybody's spill up on a job site. We need to know if it happens. Spills are a serious thing for us. When this is spent and you have it in your bucket, you need to bring it back to the yard and give us the bad stuff so that we can give you new stuff. If you have a used spill bucket and it's full of full oil dry in the bed of your truck and it tips over, we got a spill in the bed of your truck which will run out on the ground. We have these at the yard. We're constantly making them. When you've used it up and it's spent, give it to us and we'll give you a new one and we'll dispose of it properly. Thank you.
Perfect.